Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of I Bought a Watch. Today we're going to be having a bit of an unusual episode as I don't have a watch in for review. I'm still waiting on those AliExpress watches. However, I did notice that my Seiko 5 here was running a little slow. So I thought I could do a video on how to self-regulate your own automatic watches. Please let me know if you like this kind of content. I'm planning a little project where I replace the crystal on this watch. So if you're interested in something like that, let me know by giving this video a like and commenting down below. And of course, if you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel out. So the tools I'll be using today for regulating this watch is this pretty standard watch tool set I got off Amazon for £11.99. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. It comes with spare spring bars, something to hold watch bracelets, a push pin remover, a watch case holder, a selection of tools for removing case backs, some tweezers, a little hammer, a selection of small screwdrivers and spring bar removal tools, and then of course the screw down case back removal tool, which is one of the main tools we'll be using today. The other tool you'll be using is actually this wooden pointed stick, which is actually the end of a paintbrush that I have just sharpened with a penknife. The real reason I use something wooden like this is because when you're fiddling with the adjustment, you don't want to accidentally scratch the movement, especially with a display case back. Using this case back removal tool is pretty easy. Rotating the handle adjusts the bottom pin and the wheel adjusts the top two pins. Moving them in or spreading them apart, you just line up the bottom, then adjust to make sure the other two pins line up with the case back notches. Then you just check to make sure everything's lined up and rotate it slowly counterclockwise. Once I feel like it's free, I can take the case back tool off. I like to undo it just until I feel like I can unscrew it with my fingers, just so the case back doesn't fall off by accident. Right, careful not to get fingers on the inside of that display case back. And also just double check you haven't damaged that black rubber gasket running around the edge. Otherwise, the water resistance of your watch will be severely compromised. Let's have a look at the movement. So if you've never seen an exposed automatic movement, mechanically it looks incredibly beautiful. What we're focusing on today is this little wheel here, and it's called the balance wheel. Effectively, it's the heart of your mechanical watch and is what's responsible for regulating the movement. Hence, it's what we're going to adjust to make corrections. Right, so Seiko have kindly engraved a little plus and minus symbol here below the balance wheel to help you. Today my watch is running a little slow, so we're going to be moving it towards the plus using this lever here. Now, you want to be careful not to mistake it with the second lever over in the 3 o'clock position, because this will really screw your watch up. And you'll probably have to take it into a watch repair shop as it needs special equipment to reset and regulate. Another thing you want to be careful of and not touch is the balance wheel itself, as you can potentially damage this spring and this would require repair in a watch shop. Now, when regulating a watch, you want to only move this lever the slightest amount. I recommend taking a photo beforehand and noting the accuracy in relation to that photo, because you will have to do this a couple times over a fairly lengthy period of time to measure the accuracy. So it's nice to have something that you can refer back to narrow down on an accuracy that you're happy with. Alright, I hope that makes sense. Now, all that's left to do is screw the case back onto the watch. Simply screw it on finger tight and then repeat backwards what we did before. Find the fit and tighten the case back. Because I'm going to be regulating this one over the next week or so, I don't tighten it all the way up, just so it runs less of a risk of me damaging that rubber gasket. Alright, now it's all screwed back up. Now I just have to wear it for a couple of days and record how it's keeping up. Now, the way I record the accuracy is I use the phone app called Watch Check. This is a very simple app. It's free on the Android and Apple stores, and I find it very easy to use. All you need to do is at least once a day, or really whenever you feel like it, you add a measurement of your watch by selecting a time and then pressing measure when your watch displays that selected time. And this will give you your watch's deviation according to the GPS time on your phone. This over a period of time, if I show you my recorded deviations for my Pagani Design Hulk, will give you an in-depth report on the deviation over a long time frame. And then this will give you the average rate in seconds per day that your watch is gaining or losing. Obviously, this whole process involves a little bit of trial and error, so it is the case that you regulate a little bit, then wait a couple of days to see the effect on the movement's accuracy, and then go back and correct for it. Okay, so that just about does it for this episode. I will let you know in the comments how well I get this movement to run. But if you did like the video, please do a like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next episode.